Hi, and welcome to the stream. I'm Tampered, and tonight I'm going to be running solo because Onyx is tired. She will be in chat moderating from time to time, but also doing her own thing. So we'll live with that. Um, and it's advantageous because tonight I'm going to be doing basically what is glorified homework. I may or may not be behind on some of my college courses, so I'm going to take this time to make it into what I want to do. Basically, I'm taking college courses because it's what I want to do. And once you get to college, hopefully, homework isn't homework anymore. It's more creative problems in your field. So, because that's what this is, I'm going to be going over um, some of the content that I'm learning about right now. If you can't read, it says Master Handbooks of Acoustics. And it's the 7th edition. I'll be using that as a reference book as well as Spaces Speak, Are You Listening? I have a couple things that I need to do, but then we can also mess around with some of my behind the scene projects that are just for fun, like my AutoTune. And we can talk about that a bit more and maybe work together with chat on trying to make the thing I want to make. Because ideally this is fun. This is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be hopefully streaming my music creation process like content creators like Bishu and the rest. So without further ado, let's kick off with a bit more of this is more of a teaser, the AutoTune patcher here. We'll talk about this in a bit, uh, but for the first like hour or so, I would like to focus instead on sorry. On just acoustics and spatial acoustics, and there are a couple things that I have a couple pieces of homework due on Monday. So right now, the things that I'm going to be doing are a sound map uh, of this room that I'm in right now, and I have to explain it. Here, let me pull this up. I have to make a sound map, and oh, that's bright. That's really bright. That's making my face look all washed out. I don't want that. Sorry, just turning my monitor down a bit because I'm not playing games, so it doesn't really matter. And don't worry about this being past due. This was for 2017. I am taking an old class and doing it my own way, which is something that my university allows, which is dope as hell. So, uh, so we should absolutely take a look at some of the past sound maps, and just kind of go over some of these resources that have been put here. And I have a Word document that details some of the important parts this of this homework assignment. Let's see, because I made the syllabus, so I kind of get to do what I want. Sound and spaces. There we go. Whoop. So here we go. What I need to do for this first assignment is create a sound map, submit the map alongside an explanation of your map's aims, what it reveals, and what it conceals. This map should be constructed with the knowledge of how others have approached the process. Explanation of the map should contain a detailed description of how sound is described, how this piece represents space and time, what it represents best, and its weaknesses, and consider how sound contributes to the space. So the way I'm thinking of doing this, the way I'd like to make my sound map is exciters, absorbers, and kind of the qualities of every part of the space. So maybe we should start out just with a very basic map of this room, um, just to get an idea of where things are situated. I'm gonna eat a pierogi first. My apologies. I took a bit longer on dinner than I was expecting to. So, let's see. We'll start with a um, we'll start with mapping out the space. And for that, I think I have a shampoo on here. Whoops. There we go. And if this works, I should be able to do a top-down thing. Note that this is my first time using a shampoo ever, so I have no idea how this is going to go. I don't want Opera. I have Opera. I already have Opera GX. Why? Why you do me like that? Why? Why you mess? Huh?
There was no notification the stream was live. I had to go to our channel and then it showed the live. It didn't even show us live on the sidebar. It's not showing very well on. I'm gonna have to look this up. Like when you search stuff, it doesn't come up as a live stream. You actually have to go to our channel.
Interesting.
And then you can see the live stream. Just wanted to let you know.
Oh, I see. Hold on. Stream settings. Hold on. I'm having some stream issues here apparently.
Like we're still live. But
We are still live.
It's not being shown anywhere.
It is public though.
Yeah. I'm gonna share it onto
It has been shared.
Twitter.
Oh, on Twitter? No, it hasn't. But has been shared on Discord. I think we just need to switch what's where. There we go. I think we should be good now. Right? If I click on this, it'll open that live. Okay, we're all good. We're all good. Sorry, I did a few things wrong, but I've corrected the errors. I'm just gonna send a quick test message to see if chat is gonna be showing up on my computer. Test. Just waiting for it to show up in the browser. Sorry, in the stream video version. Sorry about tech difficulties. There we go. It shows up. Okay, we're good. We're golden. We are golden. Cancel. 2D and layout. Here we go. So, let's start with a rectangle. Oh, wait, what? Oh, wait, hold on. I have to start a new project, otherwise it ain't gonna do jack. All right, 2D layout. Let's start with a rectangle. 15 by 26 seems about right. About right. It's a bit longer than that. Not quite as wide. Do you remember the dimensions of our house?
No.
No? Okay. Well, for now, I'm going to do like that. Will approximate it. And then there's like the tiniest little angle off here. It's really not that wide either. But this is the room. Yeah. All right, so this is the main room. Up. Then we want to add. So we've got a bit of space here. Then we've got.
Fox is here.
Hello, Fox. You are not late. You are the very first. We're just starting on the very first part of this evening. Just to catch you up to speed, we're starting on the very first part of this evening with um, with a sound map of the room that Onyx and I are currently in. As I said earlier on in the stream, I'm a bit behind on my homework, so this is sort of catching up on homework in a very fun way, and then it will be once I get tired of trying to finish being a functional college student, it will be fun goofing around in making music stuff.
Hell yeah.
All right. So just getting the base layout out of the house here because we need to make a.
I don't think text chat's showing up correctly.
Hmm?
That's what text chat looks like. My name's visible, but none of my text is.
Oh, it's
Yeah, then because the application is white.
it's because it's white. Um,
But that's okay. There's not much you can do about that without a lot of work.
yeah, unfortunately. So so we've got the base layout of. Oh wait, hold on. There's the shelves here. We've got the shelving units right behind us, which are kind of they're thin but long. Okay. So we've got kind of the layout of the place. Um, then we want um this box right here because that's an exciter. And then we want these sets of speakers here. Why is this not working? Maybe it doesn't like that. Huh? Oh, it doesn't like that I'm putting stuff over other stuff? That's BS. Yes, the mother in chat is Onyx. I am currently trying to figure out how this thing works. Maybe this wasn't maybe this wasn't the best way to do this. It's very possible that I chose another. I know it doesn't, but I can't place more objects on top here. I can place them there, but I can't place them on top of the desks. It really I really don't think um that it likes how I'm doing this. Yeah, I think I probably should have yeah, I definitely should have chosen something else. Well, maybe we try a different way of doing this. Do I have any other software that's capable of?
Paint?
Yeah, but Paint's kind of shitty.
Yeah. You said you have another software, Krita? GIMP? Just using a line drawing tool?
But I wanna add to it afterwards. Like I wanna make it look good. Maybe Blender?
Give it a shot.
Yeah, Blender. Oh, it has a 2D feature. Blender has a 2D feature. Forgot about that. Blender. I'm good at Blender. I'm actually good at Blender. Uh, we'll just do general. We'll stick ourselves in views. Oh no. Well, because I don't have the keypad anymore, I can't stick myself in the view. I want a numpad. I want a numpad. View. Viewpoint. There we go. We'll just. No, it's okay. Um, okay. So now we want to add a mesh plane. We want to scale it a bit. It's like that much. Add another mesh plane. Move it out. We'll rescale. So we're just making the room plan right now. Move that right there. Okay. Join. There we go. Now we've got a room plan, which is great. Because it means we can start building off of that. We want to extrude. I guess we can't extrude. It would be nice if we could. Maybe we'll just add. Wait. We should go into edit mode. There we go. We should go into edit mode. Um, there we go. We'll just do that and then select based on faces. Grab all the faces, delete. I don't want the extrude tool, I want the move tool. Delete just the faces. Delete faces. Let's go back into point view. I see. So we want to grab these points and move them to like there. Then we want to grab those points. Oh. Oh, not fun. Okay, wait. We can do this. Delete this face. And then go back into point view, and add oh, new edge face from vertices. There we go. Cool. So we've got the room. Oh, took me a while. um, we have got the room. Now we're going to add the desks. We're not going to be too crazy about this. We're just going to add cubes.
Pretty damn close to the door too.
They are relatively damn close to the door. Whoop. Size down. Size down. Height down. Okay, I think they're a bit wider and a bit longer than that to this scale. Now we'll just move them around. Oh, definitely want to scale that down. We've not even begun the interesting part, but I'm glad that you're finding this interesting. We'll add snapping to faces. There we go. Perfect. Now we can move that there-ish. Control C, control. Oh. We want to be in object mode now. Nope. Back to edit mode. Up. I don't like this. Huh? I know, I'm realizing that now, but also I'm just I'm kind of struggling right now with oh, I want to scale that, not. Oh, I can let you know what's going on. So right now what I need to do is I need to create a sound map of a space, basically. Um, so the one I've chosen is our house. So I'm currently working on creating a sound map for our house. Okay, how does that look? That's better in terms of size, right?
Yeah, that looks good.
Except it's a bit further this.
You can always adjust the size once you get the rest of the furniture.
Well, I'm not gonna add like all the furniture. I'm just gonna. Okay, so we've got one. Then add cube. And then we'll rescale this. Shout out to fucking what's his name? Andy Corey or something for sticking that song in my head. Okay, Working on it. Working on it. What song? It's called uh Artificial Intelligence. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Yeah, it's called Artificial Intelligence, and it's by Tom Cardy. Tom Cardy. There you go. It's a hilarious song. It's funny. And it sums up some I think pretty rational feelings. Okay, we have it. We have it scaled almost perfectly. Almost, but not quite. Because nothing in this world can be perfect. Uh, okay, okay, okay. Here we go. You know what? I'm being too finicky. Jeff is probably not going to have time to look at this anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Add mesh cube. And we're going to rescale it again. Okay, so now we're going to add the important details only. We don't need a bunch of this stuff. So like just objects like the fridge, the counters. I could do the shelving units.
Nothing's as important.
Yeah, in terms of sound dispersion, like it's all kind of important.
But is it really that important when you take in the fact that you have no way to factor in the windows or the tile?
Yeah.
The difference that sound is going to make bouncing off the doors versus the walls or the windows or the curtains.
And it's meant to be a pretty basic map.
Yeah.
And I'm already very late on this homework anyway, so yeah, this homework was due like Wednesday. But my mentor didn't let me know that I had actually been approved for this class, so I didn't know that I was taking this class until far too late. All right, just taking a little quick peek at my reference over there. Add mesh cube. We're gonna rescale this one. Boop. There we go. Okay, so we've got that. We just need the stove. And we'll have essentially completed the main bulk of that part of the house. Okay. Now I just need to move it this way, this way, this way. There we go. Okay, so this is the main setup of the room. I'm not adding in windows. I'm not adding. Oh, the shelving units. And object mesh
Honestly, you
cube.
could probably make it almost straight down from the bottom one because the hole underneath is filled in.
Yeah. The bottom one, I'm not gonna worry too much about the bottom one. So it's taller than the desks.
Just a bit though.
Quite a bit actually. Quite a bit taller than the desks.
4 or 5 inches.
It go stand next to it. Stand next to your desk. That's below waist height. Go stand next to that. Yeah, that's quite a bit tall. That's like a foot. That's almost a foot taller.
4 inches. I swear that is about 4 inches, honey.
Okay, let's rescale this way. It's definitely a lot thinner than both of the desks combined, but it's a bit bigger than one desk. That looks about right. All right, and then we'll move this to the back here, and over this way a bit. There we go. Okay, so we've got that, and then we've got just two more objects, and then we can work on the sound part of this. We're getting there, Fox. We're getting there. I promise. These are gonna be skinny as hell. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, so this is the basic layout of the house. The only thing that's missing are the exciters now, because we've got the floor plan. Now we just need the exciters. So, in terms of what generates audio, huh? Yeah, the fridge. Fridge is a big one. So this right here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a new material. We're gonna call it exciter. Up. And we're just gonna change the base color. I'm not gonna do any fancy material stuff. So this right here, its material is an exciter, and that should be visible right there. Okay, so that makes noise. Maybe if I do EV, add bloom, and this right here. I said I wouldn't do fancy things, but I'm doing it anyways because I hate myself, I guess. This is gonna be there we go. Okay, so that makes noise. I don't know if you can tell, but that makes noise. Um, you're mad now? Why are you mad, Fox? Did I do something wrong? Is it because your friend didn't take a map? Is that why? Okay, we're gonna put that like right there. This. Oh, it's more like here actually. This is our our shitty little AC unit. So this also gets the exciter material. Boop, you get the existing one. Okay, cool. So we're onto something here. Next, we need to add
Do you have my computer making noise?
oh, I don't have the computers, no.
Both of them make a fair bit of noise.
They do both make a fair bit of noise. I'm adding the speakers right now, though. That's upsetting. Um,
You can't lift it up to put it on top?
huh? No, I can, but sorry, it's in chat. Fox's cousin's friend asked if she's pregnant, and she won't tell my cousin why she asked that. She didn't take a map. Well, you did your best, and she got lost. So it's not your fault. Okay, so now we just need to move this up to an appropriate level. Wait, we'll move it in here, up here, against this wall, here, down to there, to the side, to there, Control C, Control V, and move this one over to the other side. Grab this one and move it a bit further this way because there are computers here. So this gets the existing material. This also gets the existing material. Now we need to add two PCs. Object, add cube. Mine is just straight up a chonkin honkin cube. So fortunately, I don't need to do that much work to make my computer. We'll move it back against there, over here, up here, back against that, and there, to the side a tiny bit. There we go. Okay, so this is also an exciter because it makes loud noise. And we'll copy, paste that, move it over to this side, scale, make it a bit thinner and a bit shorter. Because guess what? Onix doesn't live the same life of excess that I do.
I've got more junk on my desk.
You do have more junk on your desk. However, I have more monitors, and I take up more space. So I think that you have a right to have junk on your desk. Okay. So what we have right now is we have a pretty solid layout of what makes noise and what doesn't. Yeah, we got a pretty solid layout of what makes noise and what doesn't. Let's start with that. Let me eat another pierogi because I'm hungry.
Good.
Yeah.
Do you want to make you more food when you're done with that?
No, I'm pretty happy with this right now. Thank you. All right, remember to stay hydrated. I know that we've fallen off since on reminding you of that since Twitch, but please remember to stay hydrated. So we've got our emissions, our sound emissions. So what does this sound map need? So if I'm thinking of this space, there's things that emit, things that reflect. Hold on, I'm gonna take my headphones off and trying to listen just a bit. Ah, 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 ah. Yeah, we should close it. Hold on, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna close the doors so that I don't get quite as much background noise. Oh, this is echoey.
It's kind of.
No, this kind of absorbs sound, so I should add those. All right, all right, all right. I'm done doing my tests. Um,
You've been laughing like a robot while walking back and forth.
okay, shush you. So, what I've learned is that I need to add the cabinets as well. Um, there we go. The cabinets are there too. So, this is reflective. So the reflective stuff I'm going to make metallic. Material, metallic, specular, roughness all the way down. Okay, so there we go. So that's metallic. So that's reflective. Doop. Wait, I'm going to scale this down a bit because the cupboards are a bit smaller. And then I can move them up and then I can have more space in the back here. Cool. Hi, Nathan. I know, I look funny. I look funny walking around the room making reverberating noises. So, then another thing that's reflective is there's tiling, right? There's tiling like right here in the back here. And this is absorbent. So we're gonna need a new material. New material. Call it absorbent. Um. Okay, fine. You can clip that if you want. It's fucking. I don't know. Actually, is it clippable? I need to figure out how to clip things on YouTube because.
Clip available, like the YouTube clip.
Oh, okay.
I think it's just given selectively to bigger streamers to test. Hopefully it'll be available.
Was it? No. It's available to everybody, right? I thought that you could get clips for everybody. Um, so we'll do a for the absorbent, we'll do like we'll do like a glass BDSF, and we'll make it brown, like a darker brown, and we'll make the roughness lower. Blend mode, alpha clip, shadow mode, alpha clip. I want to be able to see through it, but that's not working. So, oh wait, alpha hashed or alpha blend? Alpha blend. There we go. Okay. There we go. Now you can see through that. So, this is absorbent. Uh, uh, this is absorbent. So this will pick up anything. This is also absorbent because it's also made out of wood. So fair enough to, and I think that these shelving things that are like quasi wood can be considered generally absorbent. However, the spaces like in between them Like right here, these spaces right here are I feel like there's a bunch of like back and forth between them.
You could stick your head in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go stick my head in there. I said I was done, but I'm not. Uh, uh, it kind of channels it rather than
Yeah, bouncing it around.
yeah. I have not factored in underneath the desks, and I don't really want to.
Okay.
Because that's too much work.
Yeah. Have you something that might be easier to factor in is the curtains?
You're smart. Okay, curtains. Curtains it is. We'll add curtains as well. More Oz. Wait, hold on. I need to test. Uh, 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 uh,
Definitely muffled.
uh, uh, no, I don't think so.
When you put your arms right up to it, you sounded muffled.
But I'm also speaking that way.
More so than when you were this far away. The closer you got, the more. Do you want me to make the noises?
Yeah.
It's definitely muffled.
Yeah, please make the noises. You do the thing. Welcome to this perfectly normal stream by humans. You're right. Okay, it stops the echo. This room is really fucking echoey. I'm realizing now this room is really echoey. Yeah, we should get more carpeting and stuff.
Either rugs to put down, or like put something up on the wall.
That would be nice. All right. That should be the last bit of it. I hope. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna add another cube, which is a bit too big. Scale. We want it to be like paper thin. There we go. Size, we want it to be way smaller. Length, a bit, maybe a bit taller than that. There we go, because we can. Oh, what's going on? Is it just people saying ah? Oh, yeah, it's just people saying ah. Oh boy. Yeah. Make fun of me all you want. This is how you test sound. Because guess what? Sound is very it's extremely subjective. We're going to scale this a tiny bit more, just up a bit, move a bit. And that's all. I sure hope that you're not staying up to ridiculous hours because we've got a recording session tomorrow. And for you, Fox, we're making some Minecraft content in French, partially in French. New content. Okay, so we've got the tiling back here. That's reflective. We've got to add the curtains. Add mesh cube. I'm gonna be stuck in it again. We'll not rotate it, but scale it. We'll make it really paper thin. And it's going to be modded Minecraft. So even though it's an old version of Minecraft, it's going to be modded. Because that's how we roll. We're just that cool. You're serious? Okay. Yeah. I definitely know how serious you are. Definitely didn't do a bunch of stupid shit in high school. Together. The really short one of me dying. Yeah. Huh? No, no, because we're not at that point yet.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to release that video. I'm gonna do a couple more edits on. I've got a new video coming out sometime soon, but I've got a couple edits that I need to do. I'm gonna make the cuts look less jumpy, hopefully. Um, that looked like I flipped you off, but I had fingers crossed. That was more for chat's reference than yours. Okay, so we've got another absorbent. Same hour, yeah, same hour. Same time, same time. And those videos will take a bit for me to edit. I need to test the auditory quality of my desk. Uh, Neutral. Wait.
That's muffled.
Well, I'm also under material compared to where you are.
I know.
But it's like quasi-reflective and quasi-muffling, so I think that overall.
Do you want me to make noise under my desk?
No. No. I don't think you have. I don't think you have an ear for this. Like, I don't think.
I was trying to offer you a different perspective.
I know, but I'm making the sound map, and it's going to be more confusing if I have to factor two people's information in.
True. I thought you could use mine to inform yours.
But Jeff is not going to visit this house either, so it doesn't really matter. He won't know what it. Like, I could make this whole thing up, but I want to put in the hours because it's funnier if the viewers hear
Robots having sex.
Yes. I was gonna say no, but yes. Yes, I like robots having sex. Bing, new kink discovered. Yeah, the curtain goes all the way down to the ground. Okay, so we've got our absorbers, our exciters, our reflectors here. So now these are neutral. These two objects here are neutral. The walls, however, are the walls are we want to separate this. Hold on. We want to grab all the walls and separate them from the base because they're reflectors. Huh? If you hear reverb, you're positive. Okay, so this new selection has a material and it's whoa. Wait. Edit mode. Wait, so this, 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 and this all get the material of that. But I don't want the ground to have it. Separate selection and material. Nah. I want the inverse of that. I want this to have an echo. And no, I haven't tested the ground, and that sounds horrifying. Separate. Selection. Now this selection should get at not that material. Okay, so this is plain. Okay, wait, so what if I remove that material? But plane 1 has this material. Just let me go back. I want to be monkey. What about the 2 trucks? The 2 trucks? Something about trucks? I'm confused. I remain confused. Okay. Oh, because there's a background that you don't see. So if I go into I can't remember what mode it is, but there's a mode. Yeah, there's always been trees in the snow in the stove. Okay, so I'm going to. Oh wait, hold on. Haha. There we go. So now the ground echoes. Because of course the ground echoes. Huh? The ceiling does echo, but guess who's not adding a ceiling? Me. The portrait. Oh. Sex thing. I see. There we go. There we go. Okay, so I'm doing it. I'm doing the thing. No, not that one. This one. This one. This one. Add a material. No. Okay. Mesh selection, I guess. We'll just separate selection. Yeah, let's go. Okay. All right. I feel like I'm being mocked. Everybody's saying ah in chat. That's my distress cry. I'm not me no happy. We'll add a new material because screw this, it's scuffed. Refraction. Oh, that looks good actually. I like how that looks. Roughness. Make it rough, baby. Okay. At least that stands out from the rest. Color. We gotta make it like blue, greenish blue, aqua. There we go. There we go. So we go over here, and then you take this light source and you ramp up the power, and then you grab this and you change this so that it's more metallic and more specular. And you turn the material go. I don't even get what that's from. I'm kind of behind, if I'm being honest, on a lot of stuff just because uh, just because I'm just moving stuff until it does the thing for me. I listen, I just want you to be shiny. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I really don't like that. That moment when your stove goes crazy on you. UV? No. Normal? Okay. I mean, we'll just have to deal with normal, I guess. We know it's not right. We know it's not funny, but we'll stop beating this dead horse when it stops spitting out money.
What horses spit out money that you beat them after they're dead?
Love songs. Pop music love songs. We're gonna change this color to be brighter. Wait, we can grab this light. Wait, what kind of light is it? Sun. Why isn't it? Oh. Oh.
What did you do?
No, it's me. Uh, uh,
What did you do?
uh, I made a very strong sun.
I see. Our stove is now the sun.
Our stove is brighter than the sun. Okay. We're gonna put it to something else. Camera. No. Maybe you'll just be maybe you'll just be a principled shit. Ha. Oh, be metallic. Be more specular. No, less specular. No. Roughness. Down. Be more metallic. Uh, uh, less metallic. I don't know. No sheen. I can't tell anymore. Not this color. How about something darker? I like the I like purple. I really like purple. Oh, these are burning me. Okay. Oh, my eyes. Okay, wait. What does this look like in cycles? Probably like shit. Yeah, it looks so much worse in cycles. We're going back to Eevee. Wait, what about workbench? Workbench? Nope. Nope. Just doesn't look good in workbench. You're getting a different color because I don't like you with that color. I need to distinguish all the colors. Can I get some pain in chat? Please, this hurts. Ah, ah, ah. No. Ah, pain. Pain. Do we want a refraction? Diffuse. Okay. Well, I've made God's room, I guess.
We live in heaven now.
Yeah, she's just chilling, just vibing. I don't know if you can see. She's like right here. This is where God lives. She lives right there. Um, how about not diffuse? Listen, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I have no clue what I'm doing. Ah, see, somehow worse. Just let me. So bad. So, just not that. I want the desks to be visible. Like that's the importance. Is I want I wish I actually knew how to use this. I'm sorry.
You decided to move to where you saying, oh, I know how to use it.
I do, but not for this. I generally use cycles, not Eevee. But cycles doesn't look good until you render it. And I don't want to do like 20 renders. I promise that this is still a sound project and that this is still a music stream. Okay, we can work with this. We'll just turn the light down. Somebody turn the light down. You mean play Valorant? Oh, even worse. We're gonna choose just a hint. A hint. Nope. No, it's just gonna be straight white because we definitely need more of those in our lives. Oh, I can turn the specular down on the sun. Oh my god, that's so good. Oh my god, that's so good. 0 degree angle. Give me no angle. I don't. Oh, okay. We're getting somewhere now. So let's just move the sun right there. Oh my goodness. Okay, Fox. We're good now. We're good now. So this isn't quite distinct enough. So these should be glossy. We'll choose a bit of a brighter shade of this color. Turn the roughness to like there. I want to go back to default. Let me go back to default. I want to go back to default. Okay, well, I guess that's not default. This needs to be a different color. We'll just make it very, very bright blue so that you can actually tell what's where. There we go. All right. We did a house. Yay! Yay! We did a house thing. Okay, so then just make these really bright.
I have a damn song stuck in my head.
The computer?
What?
The
I've been listening to
yeah.
it all day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know any of the words, so it's just a vague melody just swishing around in my brain.
I have felt joy. I have felt pain. I felt anticipation, and I will again. You You crave violence? I want to inflict violence as well. On the world, not humans. Okay, we did it. We've got a functional house model. Um, Now we just need to make a legend. First, let's save it because my beautiful titles. The beautiful title: Audio Wave, Cock Go Burr, Dance Room, Daunted Deus, Fap BG. I have great titles. Um, so, so fuck. Um, we're gonna call this uh SAS because my class is Sound and Spaces. SAS, sassy ass. SAS room map. Room sound map. Save Blender file. I'll do the exports later. You don't have to worry about that because I'm doing that. And I'll create the legend afterwards as well because I've got all tomorrow as well to do this. But welcome to this beautiful house where these all make noise. These things make a lot of noise in this place. These things muffle noise. All the purple muffles noise, and these things are high reflection, and these things are low reflection, but reflection nonetheless. SAS room sound map? I doubt it would, but you know, somebody might want it at some point. Anyways, this is the house. This is the house. This is the house. We did a house. Yay! We're gonna save that and close this shit because fuck, I can't be fucked anymore. Um, uh, 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 um, um. Okay. Now, after hydrating, as everyone should, I see there's a bunch of ahs. All right, I feel called out. The Council of Cock will decide my fate, apparently. Um, awesome, awesome. Hold on. I'm getting pestered everywhere because of all the ahs that people have been posting. Now back to actually doing my class. Where did I put it? Oh, I put it here. Okay, okay. I'll write this up later. You guys don't need to worry about that. So I've done this I've done this one. All the readings I've mostly done. Um, and I don't think that it would be terribly interesting for you to to study this. Um, which is the Master Handbook of Acoustics, because like, you know, if you just read a tiny bit, um, oh boy, like it's all about like how the ear perceives sound, and how sound propagates through a space, and here you have loudness versus oops, you have a fuck, you have a loudness versus fuck, where the there, that's right. There, you have a loudness versus frequency graph, which my camera doesn't really want to focus in on. Um, Material goal. I paid good money for these books because this is what I'm studying. This is my academic degree. Um, it's fun. Yeah. So we have some options. Um, Undertake a project about sonic reflection that explains or creates an interesting space. I don't think that I've done enough of the readings to be able to do that. The other thing is, what should a grocery store sound like? Because I'm modifying this from what should a campus sound like to what should a grocery store sound like. And I also think that may take a bit more work than I'm willing to put in here. Um, so maybe we move on to the fun part where we make AutoTune. What's in the title? That thing or other things cuz I can make voice do funny things. So yeah. So I've created AutoTune from scratch. Maybe we should talk about the bigger project. Actually, let's talk about the bigger project. Let's talk about Justin Vernon and Bon Iver. Um, let's talk about that because that's fun. That's what I find fun in this world. Um, wow, we've already been live for an hour. Um, uh, insane. The time just passes when you're doing something really fun. So, um, excuse me. Welcome welcome to my well, this is my digital audio workstation. So this is what I use to make all my music. It's called Ableton Live. I have 10 because I'm a broke ass bitch and can't afford 11. Um, but I shelled out like $800 for this thing. You don't have to shell out $800 for this thing. There are cheaper versions of this, but I wanted all the things, so I shelled out $800 for this thing. Uh, and um, and I can do basically anything I want here. I've customized it. I made it my own. It doesn't look like this normally. I added all the colors that I wanted, and I added all the sound things that I want. Um, it feels like it's been 3 minutes. Well, don't worry. I'm not going for a little bit here. I'm invested. I'm invested now. So I'm jumping all over the place because this is a topic that I am extremely emphatic about. So this is Ableton. This is what I use to make music. If you go over here, you can see all the recent things that I have made and the beautiful names like The Groove because of course it has to be shitty French, or piano composition Squamish Night, yeah, or Funny Mike. This Funny Mike sucks. I tried to replicate Schlatt's Funny Mike. It's not quite as funny as his mic. I failed. I I did bad. His mic is funnier. But um, Ableton comes with if you get a big version of Ableton, it comes with Max 8, or Max for Live, which is a thing that if you open a window that doesn't look quite as intimidating as this one, if you open a window, it's blank, but it allows you to make instruments. You can make instruments. Uh, so you can add elements that make sound, and you can send audio into it. You can send controls from things into it. So that's what I use to make AutoTune. And this looks like a shit show. We'll walk through it and we'll talk about it in a bit. Um, well, actually, before we move on to my celebrity crush, let's start a bit with how this sounds on its own. So this is the creepy looking part of it. We'll talk about this in a moment. This is the much easier to understand part of it. If you haven't done music theory, welcome to the shortest and shittiest lesson that you can get on music theory. And when I say music theory, I mean the style of composition of 18th century European white guys. So note that this is only a very Western understanding of how music does the thing it does to make your ears and body feel tingly. Um, so obviously this is very limited, and there are many more things. But in Western music, there are 12 notes to a scale, and there are 12 unique notes. Um, well, there are more than 12 unique notes. Okay, there are 12 notes to a scale. Technically 11, but 12. So it starts at C, and then you have C sharp, and you have D, and then you have D sharp, and then you have E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, and then it goes back to C. Um, all right, no worries, Fox. I'm just gonna be rattling on about music. So Um, from on a piano, which is probably the easiest way to conceptualize this. If you go from this note right here, that's a C, all the way to this note right here, that's an octave. There you go. You got it. You've got an octave, because it is a C but higher up. I have a big keyboard here, but it would be a pain to bring out. So then you have scales, and scales determine how far between certain notes to make a whole sound, to make an array of sounds. So a lot of people say the diatonic scale is the easiest to understand. I think that the chromatic is the easiest to understand. So the chromatic scale is very simple. It goes C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, and C. Every single note that you could find on a keyboard. So the chromatic scale is all of the notes, all the time. So you're allowed to use all the notes in the chromatic scale if you're playing in the chromatic scale. The most popular one probably is the diatonic scale. If you're getting into music, the diatonic scale has a major and minor version. Although I think it's easier to not think of major and minor, and instead think of diatonic as just diatonic. And diatonic goes whole step, half step, whole step, half step. And just think of diatonic like that: whole step, half step, whole step, half step. And a step is a whole step is 1, 2 semitones apart. So C to D is a whole step. C to C sharp, C to C sharp is a half step. So if you're thinking of C diatonic, whole step to D, whole step to E, half step to F, whole step to G, whole step to A, whole step to B, half step to C. And that is what people call the major scale, but it's C diatonic. All right. So now that we've got those things out of the way, there are two other scales that I've added here just because they're the only ones that I know and that I'll use anytime soon. But whole tones is just whole steps all the way. So whole step, whole step, whole step, whole step, whole step, whole step. And that is the whole tone scale. That's C whole tone scale. And the other one is pentatonic, which the popular singing band Pentatonics is named after. And the pentatonic scale just sounds good. It's the diatonic scale, but just less spicy. It removes what it does is it removes what is known as a tritone. It removes that tritone, so it doesn't sound discordant. So it doesn't sound bad. But for now, we're gonna be working in C in diatonic, because that is the easiest to work in. And I'm gonna make sure that my audio is sending through Ableton, and I am gonna turn off my microphone in the stream, and instead move it over to Ableton. Oh no, I realized that nobody can hear me. That really sucks. Okay. Um, sorry about that. I did not mean to turn off my volume this whole time. Why is that not working? Huh. Filters. It's got a limiter and a compressor. And that's about it. Why? Why? This is very unfortunate. I I don't understand though. Yeah, I know because I turned my microphone back on, but it's still not capturing. Wait. Okay. So I guess you can hear me, but you can't hear Ableton? That's weird. That's really weird. Hmm. I don't like that. Okay. Well, I'm sorry, Fox. Um I didn't realize that people couldn't hear me. I was talking this whole time. Audio. Audio driver type ACO. Complete audio ACO driver. Output config. Okay. I don't. A test test. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm still here. All right. Well, as long as I'm still here, that's all that matters. I'm so sorry, Fox. I did not mean to be gone for so long. I meant to be talking in here. So, um, no, I don't really want to recover my work. All right, test, test, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, true. Let me just see if there's a way that I can get audio from here out. Audio, 48,512 samples. That's not even coming through. That's weird. It's not even coming through. Driver type, me DirectX. Audio input, mic, audio output, complete audio out. Okay, wait. What if we test, wait, test, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Boom, boom, boom. Why can't I hear it? Da da dum. Hmm. Looks like this might be a problem for another day. Um, but what we can do is talk about the Messina, because I could talk about that for hours. No, I don't want to save changes. All right. So, um, we're getting there slowly but surely. We're getting there. Welcome to my little celebrity rant about Justin Vernon and the Messina and why he's so cool. Excuse me. Woof. And what it does, and a bit about how music works. So, um, Justin Vernon is a musical artist out of Eau Claire, Wisconsin. At least he claims that's his whole hometown. I don't know if that's where he was born or not. Pardon me, Justin. I'm so sorry if you're watching my live streams. I love you very much. I would love to work with you. Please reach out. I wanna work with you. I want to learn everything you have to teach. So, recently ish, like 2017, 2018, Justin Vernon and his and the rest of the band of Bon Iver released an album called 22 a Million. And there's a whole article right here, soundonsound.com, on 22 a Million. Um, and it is insane the kind of music, the kind of musical ideas that went behind it. A lot of it was created on a tool called the OP1, which is a very expensive but very intriguing tool that a few music engineers use. It is a portable synthesizer. It's $1,000 though. But if you want to get into music and you have $1,000 to spare, get an OP1 for sure. You can record tracks on it. There's multi-track recording. You can loop, go back. You can get like really comfortable with the very basics of a digital audio workstation. So a lot of the ideas were recorded on the OP1, and the OP1 is probably best known for the cow filter, which I find hilarious. It is honestly a cow. Uh, if I look up the cow, there we go. Here we go. This is the cow. This is what it looks like. Um, and it's like a frequency shifter and delay module all in one. And it looks hilarious. It's really funny. If you want to learn more about the OP1 and see it in use, I would definitely go check out Red Means Recording on YouTube. He does quite a few really interesting walkthroughs of creating a song on the OP1 and then mixing it afterwards in Ableton. So here, let's just quickly look up Red Means Recording. Boop. Red Means Recording. He has a lot of like explanation videos, but he does a bunch of funny stuff like he doesn't really talk in his OP1 videos. And by the end, he spends a bunch of time like figuring out how to cut stuff, and it's really beginner friendly in terms of composition and modifying instruments. He doesn't use much technical verbiage, so you wouldn't necessarily pick up on a lot of the more technical things, but you would definitely get an introduction. Because the OP1 is so visual, you would get a very good introduction to how attack and release and gain and limiters and all the rest of that works. And by the end, he has this beautiful, fully produced sound. He's a very talented musician. I first discovered him through Andrew Huang during one of Andrew's 4 Producers 1 sample. And the track that he made was like a beautiful future-based track. It was insane. So shout out to Red Means Recording for the OP1. But I got sidetracked. So a lot of the ideas for this were conceptualized on the OP1. And the album itself was recorded at Justin's personal studio called April Base, which is in also in Wisconsin. It's Vernon's studio, but Chris Messina is the bass manager. So the band themselves would spend a lot of time at April Base, just coming up with ideas and trying to perfect these songs that they had like such huge plans for. And it's really interesting how many insane different like music production techniques and how deep they got into these songs. Like they started adding ultrasounds, like infrasounds. They started adding infrasounds, sounds below human hearing, to make the bass hit more. That would only come across on like an amazing speaker, and you wouldn't even be able to hear them. You just kind of feel them, and they'd add to the atmosphere. But because they had these 2 massive studio monitors, um, that were capable of emitting beyond human hearing levels of sound. They added them to the mix, and they're like, oh yeah, we feel this. We can feel this. So that was one of them. A couple other things they've done. They did um, double recording. So they had instead of having everything going into just one desk with one master set, they used both. They so there's basically two uh out studio, like there's two studio control rooms. um uh and they recorded a lot of the songs from both studio control rooms and then mixed them together post. um and another one of the things, there's a set of drums in the original version of Death Breast, that we'll just listen for like a couple seconds. So those drums are meant to sound so insanely distorted. And what they did is they recorded the drums. Um, they recorded the drums to the control deck, and then re-recorded that. From what I understand, they recorded the drums onto the from the control deck, re-recorded that onto an analog tape. Then they took the tape and they like pulled it out and they crinkled it up and they wrote on it. They like wrote a bunch of stuff on this tape of just the drums, put it back in this like crinkled messy thing, um, and played it back. Oh, Fox, I'm so glad that that you're loving my rant. Um, and because this is just something that these are people that I'm passionate about. This is who I want to be as a musical creator. Um, oh, I'm glad you find it interesting, because there are so many different techniques out there, recording techniques out there, and I want to learn a lot of them, and I want to learn different styles of music. So these are the people who I take inspiration from, and I want to bring everybody along with me. I want to have my creative journey be publicly available, and be broadcasted, and have that as an experience. So they took these mangled tapes, re-recorded the drums, and then put that on top of the track. And they've used so many interesting things, but the most interesting thing that they've made, which is what I'm trying to replicate, and which we won't be able to get to today, unfortunately, because of time, and B, because apparently I can't get my audio software to work. But if we were able to, I would get to it. Is the Messina, and the Messina is an instrument all on its own. So I don't know if you know the band Francis and the Lights, or if you've heard of any of Justin's works. Um, but Justin Vernon has used AutoTune in like extremely interesting ways in the past. Maybe we'll be able to go over the AutoTune module, and just end on that. We'll end on the AutoTune module that I've created and what I hope to do with in the future. Um, so Justin Vernon has used AutoTune extremely creatively in the past in his tracks, in his track Woods, Bon Iver. This is when the band was just him. Um, and we'll just skip ahead. I recommend you listen to this whole thing, because it is an experience. I always recommend that everybody listen to Bon Iver all the time, but that's a very biased point of view. So, Woods. And so what he did for Woods was he added layers and layers and layers of these auto-tuned vocals on top of each other. And it was also one of the first appearances of, even though the Messina hadn't been made, it was one of the first appearances of this idea for the Messina. So if you listen back, like here, and you listen to the bass vocals, you can already start to hear this kind of like overly compressed, very sub bass intensive, intensive uh, track to it. And so what Justin Vernon asked of Chris Messina, after whom the Messina is named, is that he wanted a glorified version of AutoTune that was more random and that had more of that kind of the same feel as the drums that he had made in they had made in Death Breast, and he wanted that overly compressed um, and this insane crunchy. It's really hard to describe sound, but um, overall this overly saturated and crunchy texture, granular texture to it. Um, and so Messina spent a relatively long time working on this instrument, and what it ended up being is uh, it's a combination of things. So it's two AutoTune modules on top of a on top of a compressor, an audio bus, which takes input. Um, and this specific audio bus, which is the Eventide H8000. There we go. I looked it up recently. You can tell. So this, you run your audio through the back of it, and this specific model has some vocal recognition features, and it also has some uh, fast Fourier transform features, and I'll get into Fourier in just a moment because that's a very important concept in music. Um, so he would run the vocals through the two autotunes through the Eventide H8000, and the Eventide H8000 um, only has capacity for like four different harmonic events. And they used that to randomize what harmonies came out. So if you sing in um, if you sing in a note, it will output a bunch of harmonics for that note, um, but it will also output, but it will only be able to choose four of them. And so every time, and then from that, it was also run. Um, no, I think that was it. I think that was the end of that effects chain. They had a different instrument that was weird that they modded to to do weird stuff. So um once you had those four uh harmonics that the Eventide just kind of chose randomly every time you put a vocal through, even if it was the same vocal, you'd always get something a bit different. So they did multiple takes for a bunch of different songs, and uh, they use this thing tied up to a keyboard input so that they can choose certain notes, and it will output harmonics between the voice and the it will output harmonics related to the notes and also related to the voice, so modulated by the voice related to the notes. And it's some mixture of two auto tunes and what's being output by the Eventide. um, and this was made mostly because um, uh, Justin was really not liking the sound of vocoders. They all sounded like robotic, and they all sounded boring, and they all sounded the same. So adding this, like finding this thing that created random sonic events was insanely good for the creative process. And out of that spawned a whole other song. So as Woods is a song with just auto tune, 715 Creeks is a song with just just the Messina. and Vernon's voice. So if we go boop, here, 715 Creeks.
Down along the creek, I remember something. Heard the heron hurried away when first I reached that last Sunday.
And so it's pulling those bass frequencies and it's making like this intense sub bass vocoder. Well, Justin's playing notes. So if you go,
and all I'm trying to do is get my feet up from the creek.
and so if you hear those little clipping noises at the start, that's the Eventide struggling to keep up with the note changes, because it has to choose. It spends some time processing and trying to choose, like, okay, what relative harmonic am I going to use? So I don't know if this is still what they use, but at the time this is what they used, is 2 AutoTune modules and the Eventide H8000, and I'm sure that there was a bunch more fandangling in there. But overall, it's this insane, like, really cool instrument that they made available for their live performances as well. They could move this around. They could carry it with them when they went on tour. So so now we need to talk a tiny bit about Fast Fourier transforms, because this is what I'm trying to implement in my own vocoder. Well, vocoder. I want to make a replica of the Messina that doesn't sound like a vocoder, and that is controlled by a keyboard as well. Essentially, I want to remake the Messina, but in a software-only version, and add my own tweaks to it, because that's what content creation is, pull and twist. I want to give all credit to Justin, but I love the sound of it and I need it in my own music. And just to give one more example before we move on to Fast Fourier transforms, which is a bit more technical, I want to give a demo. I want to also show it being used on instruments, because it can be used on instruments, and it is used in the song 45 or 4 or 5. There are 4 underscores in front of it and 5 underscores after, and I find that really smart. Take a map. I always take a map. I promise you, I always take a map for everything. For our journey right now, this is my map. For Minecraft, I make maps. For my life, I wish I had a map. I'm trying to make a life map. We're gonna quickly check 45, and then I'll move on to Fast Fourier transforms. So I can't play too much of this just because, copyright issues, but. And if there's any doubt, this is like maybe 2 or 3 saxophones at most, although I think only 1. And so this is a collaborative project. This is a collaborative piece being made right now, because there is both the saxophonist and there's Justin playing the keys, and Justin's deciding like what harmonics are being generated on top of the saxophone. Oh, hello, Armoral. A Hameral figure. Struggling to pronounce the name right now. My brain is. I'm in focus mode right now. I'm talking about something I'm passionate about, and it's getting kind of creepy. And it's going for quite a long time. So this is a collaborative piece being made right now between Justin and the saxophone player. I can't remember his name, and I apologize to the rest of the band of Bonnie of Hair. I can only remember Mike, Justin, and Sean, because those are the only people who say their names during their iTunes session. So So it's a collaborative piece of work, and the Messina works on instruments as well, and it's really interesting how it works on instruments and how it kind of makes those discordant notes. And I could understand how some people don't like that. Yes, my brain is going burr. I know. So then a bit more into the technical aspects of the Messina. So we've seen how it's two AutoTune modules with the Eventide H8000 doing its thing. But what is the thing it's doing? It's doing fast Fourier transforms. Boop. And we need to talk about this real quick because it is extremely important in music. And I don't fully understand it. Sorry. I don't fully understand it, which is why we need to talk about it, because I need to understand how it works. You need to understand how it works, or you should understand how it works. It's fun to know things, and it's physics. And who knows, maybe you'll be asked about this in high school, and then you'll be like, oh, I already know this because I watched the Tampered and Onix stream, and they're music nerds. So, fast Fourier transform, we don't want the fast Fourier transform because that's the algorithm, but we just want the Fourier transform. Essentially, whiteboard time. Essentially, this is my previous project. This is me trying to figure out how AutoTune works, and it wasn't working for me. We're gonna clear canvas. Sorry, I'm struggling right now. Oh, wait, hold on. I can do this. Haha, suck it. If I find my pen. Never mind, I can't do that because it's not working right now. I'm gonna use Paint instead because it's shittier, but I can actually use it with a mouse. So, we saw how sound is an oscillating wave, or at least very basic. This is called a sine wave right here. So this is a sine wave, and it's called sine because it's sinusoidal. And it's used in mathematics, and it's used in music. Yes, you may invite your friend to the server. Of course, the more the merrier. Of course. I will make sure that your friend gets the appropriate roles. Should they be part of the Fox cult? While I wait for you to answer that, I'm going to continue because I know it takes a little while for YouTube to register a response on my computer. So this is a sine wave, and this axis right here is time. This is time. And when you do a Fourier transform, boop, boop, you're doing the very cool Fourier. I guess I'm out of space. Fourier. You're doing the very cool Fourier transform. Yes, Fox Cult? Okay, then I will add them to the Fox Cult after the stream. When you're doing a Fourier transform, the sine wave translates into a different wave, which instead of being time, is space. And instead of describing the movement of a particle over time, it describes the movement of a wave through space. And we're not going to get too deep into this because this is like college grade material. But when when doing a Fourier transform, it creates a complex number, and complex number are also known as imaginary numbers, or at least have an imaginary part to them. Um, and um, and this is a number that can't exist. And that's the AI part. So I describes the imaginary portion of a number, of a complex number. And the Fourier transform splits these two. So you have the the imaginary part and the real part. And I just need you to know this because later on in future streams, we will be dealing with fast Fourier transforms, which have an imaginary and a real part. And so essentially what Fourier is doing is taking the travel of an object over time and turning it into the travel of a wave through space. And that's just very important to know. So we're going to briefly pull up Ableton, and we're just going to oh wait, we need to talk a bit more about Fourier. So essentially what you can do with Fourier is create an analysis of a harmonic sequence. And what that allows you to do is see peaks like this. Is go from a complex signal like this one, as long as it's a periodic symbol, so as long as there's oscillation, like my voice, like we saw earlier, as long as there is an oscillation in the waveform, and it can be split into distinct, simple sine waves, you can create a Fourier transform. And that allows you even further down the line to create these harmonic sequences, and it will display. This is actually probably more accurate. Oh no, that's not sound based. It will allow you to display these. It will allow you to display these peaks, which in music, at the very least, are harmonies of the note that you're singing. So what the H8000 does is it sees a bunch of peaks like this. It takes the voice signal, it breaks it down, into very simple parts, and then it will do a fast Fourier transform, and it will generate these peaks, and then it'll pick 4 of them. And those harmonies at specific wavelengths will become what is output by the Messina. So that's what we're looking to do as well. However, we're going to have a bit more work to do because while the H8000 chooses 4 harmonics to output, we're going to unfortunately have all of them to choose from. And we're going to mess around with that. We're going to see if it sounds better with more or less harmonics being output. The more harmonics being output, the more what is output by the Fourier transform will sound like my regular voice. And maybe we want a bit more of that distortion and a bit more of that overdrive to come through. But what we have for now, is I'm just gonna pull it up real quick, is an AutoTune, and I'm very proud of myself. I spent hours working on this. I was up till like 2 a.m. and I woke up Onyx to let her know how proud of myself I was for having made it. And she was sleeping, and I think I feel a bit guilty about that one. So we're just gonna go through this quickly, in a very simple manner. Sorry, I'm getting pinged in places. We have the audio from live. So this is where the microphone comes in, and there's a left and right channel. And that is going very simply to this display, which allowed us to see when we were doing a test it allowed us to see the waveform of my voice, right, when I sang a note. Then this audio, if you follow these lines here, it's also going to this retune module. And so we're going to have to become relatively well acquainted with the different aspects of this, because I'm going to be using this a lot in future upcoming streams, and we'll be able to mess around with sound. I'm sorry that this one has been a bit more technical, but I did have homework to finish. So what it allows me to do is I retune it. I have pitch detection on, just so that I can tell right here what it's recognizing my voice as. And if I put this on, you won't be able to hear it. I will. You won't be able to hear it though. So I'm going to quickly switch back to ACO. Okay, so I've got audio coming through right here. So you can see that my voice is being registered, even though I can't make it work. I haven't been able to make it work today with OBS, but I will in the future, I promise. So if you look here, you can see my voice coming through. And if I sing a note, it will detect right here, it will detect the closest note. And I have that running to something that displays what note that is. So that's an F. This is the deviation in sense, which we talked about earlier. There are a couple other things, so I can retune it to a specific signal. I can retune. I can choose how whether it's going to be detuned from what it thinks it should be. So if I wanted to push it down a couple cents or up a couple cents to just sound ever so slightly out of tune, I could. Then this retune module has a couple other settings by it. It has the enabled notes, which is basically the scale. So I get to choose. So if I want diatonic scale, boop, it will go the 0 note, the 2 note, the 4 note, the 5 note, the 7 note, the 9, and the 11. If I go whole tone, it'll go the 0, the 2, the 4, the 6, the 8, the 10. And I can add as many scales to this as I want in the future. So if you have any scale suggestions, let me know. We can mess around with this. Then correction threshold and correction amount are both linked to these so that I can tune them at my will. And this is being run to another retune module with retune off and just pitch detection to make sure that if I say, hey, I want C diatonic and I sing an F sharp, so let's say I want to make sure that what is being output matches so if I turn the retune on as I'm singing an F sharp, it will turn into an F because I will have added pitch correction. So this thinks that it should be an F because I have that note enabled and not the F sharp, but this one will only recognize that I put an F sharp if I don't have any retune on. So So if I switch between on and off, I'm able to see it go from F sharp to F, F sharp to F. And then this final little portion here is the audio going back into... Okay, so first it was ah, now it's ooh. Okay, I see how it is. So this is the audio going back into Ableton right here. So it's getting sent back into the master over here. This part right here is this big section is non-functional, but it's very simple. What I wanted it to do is I wanted it to display I just wanted to be able to display the notes of what scale I had chosen. So if I chose diatonic, I wanted the keys to light up, like the notes that I was allowed to use. I just wanted the keys to light up. But I'm still working on this part. It's not quite as important, so we're not going to worry about it for now. But our next step, essentially, for this instrument is going to be to separate those real and imaginary parts and create harmonic peaks and visualize them. We want an oscillator to be able to visualize them. Sorry, not an oscillator. We want a data renderer to be able to visualize them, and then select 4 of them, feed them back in, and allow them to be modulated by this keyboard that I have on the side here, that I'm not going to pick up because it's heavy. It's like 48 keys, so it's heavy. And that's going to be next time's project. Yeah, so I hope this has been an interesting stream. We have made a very, very rudimentary sound map of my living room. And we've discussed at length Bon Iver, the recording techniques, and fast Fourier transform, and the Messina. And now we have some basis for next time as to how to recreate the Messina or create an alteration of the Messina. So for now, I'm going to leave you. I hope you have a good night. Onyx says have a good night if you can't hear her. Bit different from our normal content, but I want to phase more of this in. I promise the games will not be going away. We have a recording session tomorrow with a couple friends for some mod in Minecraft. Hopefully it's going to be very funny. They're very funny people. You have quoted me 2 times. They're very funny people. Part of it's going to be in French. So hopefully adding some educational content, I will caption it. I'll caption anything that's in French, so that life's easy, and you get all the French jokes. And then Monday you can expect probably a split night from us or some other collaborative work with Onyx. Hopefully she'll be feeling better, at least a bit better. But definitely having downtime helps. Anyways, stay hydrated, you thirsty sluts. Maybe I can't say that on YouTube. I don't know. This content is not made for kids, and I say that every single time. But we're here, we're queer, we're clearly insane. I love you all for spending time with me and for listening to me ramble on about my celebrity crush and music stuff. And get your homework done. Unlike me, don't do it over the weekend. And we will be back for some more acoustics later on. This will probably be a YouTube video if I take the time to, because I want this series to be available to everybody. And I mean, it's definitely going to be a VOD, but maybe I can edit it down, make it a bit easier to understand and comprehend. And remember, everybody is different. We love you. And we'll be here Monday and Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard. That's it. All right. Peace out. Have a good night.